Inside the Future, the podcast where we unlock the secrets of Techno India University's School of the Future. Today, we have a very special guest with us, a person who is shaping the future of education here at Techno India University. Our Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Samiran Chattopadhyay, sir.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. We'll be in this podcast diving deep into what makes School of Future so special and the place you want to be, from AI-driven learning opportunities to advanced career options. So let's get started. So first things first, like the name itself, School of the Future, it sounds so revolutionizing, so futuristic. So what exactly does it mean for students joining in 2025?
Yeah, I would firstly say that the name itself is not just revolutionizing, but it is visionary as well. It is a truly visionary name that is given to our School of Future. Now, the idea is that the future is unknown, but we must make sure that future is not uncertain. So that's what our students, I would like to prepare our students in that fashion. Now, the future, whatever it will be dynamic, it will be definitely AI-powered, and it will be global. Now, in that case, technology will be a huge tool for us to master, no doubt about that. But more than that, pedagogy has to change. Pedagogy has to get a huge transformation from kind of, application-oriented questions to innovative pedagogy. We have to bring out the innovations that is there in the students. So I must say that the intent of this particular name lies in a few words. One is that it is interdisciplinary. I mean, we do not have the compartments now. We do not have the compartments of science, humanities, business, technology. We want to make it one simple, room in which all of them will reside, collaborate, and do their work. So that's how the future looks to me and looks to all of us, that future is not about the person who is building a bridge must make the bridge smart, so that the bridge can, in fact, give signals that I'm getting old. This part of myself is to be revamped. So if that has to happen, the civil engineer cannot just learn only civil engineering part. They have to know how to integrate sensors, IoT sensors, into the concrete, so that that can say that whether that is weak or strong. So you see that not only in terms of technology, I mean, somebody who is doing English, they must understand the narratives from a huge data set, huge corpus. So if I want to know the parliament's discussions, let's say I'm a sociologist, I want to know the parliament's discussions on, let's say, globalization in our Indian parliament, then I cannot do it really manually in a small amount of time. But if I have tools like of AI, then I can go through the narrative and find out key milestones in that very easily. So even a sociologist, a student of social sciences, must know what AI is and how to use AI for their own benefits. Right? So our intention here is to make people able to invent, ideate, inspire, and innovate. So these are the keywords that we have in mind when I use the term School of Future. Every student here must do these 4 I's.
So, sir, unlike other traditional universities, School of the Future doesn't only focus on degree. It focuses on what's next and what skills we learn and how we are implementing it. How do you think it is redefining education?
To answer this question, you see, our School of Future is led by some persons. One of them is very key and who believes in entrepreneurship a lot. So I must highlight here that we are not trying to make people job ready. We are trying to make people future ready. In the future, the shape of the job itself is very unknown. And therefore, an entrepreneurship is not about becoming, an industrialist. Entrepreneurship is a mindset that you have to be enterprising, right? So we are trying to make here an ambience where people can go for startups, can incubate their ideas, and can market them, can monetize them. It is not only monetization, your ideas gaining acceptability across people in this in the country, in the world, is a huge appreciation, recognition that you can never forget. So we will have incubation opportunities, startup opportunities from the very early days. We'll have them going for several hackathons, which we'll organize, others will organize, our students will go there, will participate, will win in many cases. That's what we see as an outcome of our students. These hackathons not necessarily technical in nature. Nowadays hackathons are all over, be it science, be it arts. There are hackathons all over, and you see it's a perseverance. It's an ordeal of endurance, perseverance, as well as innovation, timely innovation. So we have a huge platter with us to make sure that the student becomes future ready. It is not only about technological skills training. It is not about training of a few bookish ideas. It's about training you about meta skills, the skills which will help you in creating new skills. After all, we hope that you will be creating a future in the future, which we do not know, and you have to be made ready for that.
Yes, so as you mentioned, future ready, technology is evolving rapidly. So how does School of Future manage to keep up with this rapid progress and make the students future ready?
There are many different ways here. One is, of course, we will have a very agile curriculum framework. Being a university, we have the liberty of changing the syllabus at our will. Not at every point of time, but there are points of time in a year when we can say that the syllabus is going to change. Even during delivery, we can change it. So we can always have contemporary topics, number one. And number two is we can have a number of different electives, which people may choose depending on their, on their needs. So for example, a person learning music can learn AI for himself or herself. Similarly, a person learning AI can learn music for himself or herself, right? So we have everything. We have labs, we have collaborators, we have studios, we have media presence of media science, we have business schools. So in this School of Future, we have a lot of different varieties of things, breaking the boundaries between these compartments. And therefore, I see that the students can actually do whatever they wish to do. So firstly, they have to know what they wish to do. Even for that, we have some curriculum that we want to find out from the basic potential of a student. We have a collaboration with a UK university institute, which actually dives deep into the minds of students. Not that the students do introspections, and by that they understand what is good for them, what is the way to go forward. Nowadays it is very common that a person who took up electronics goes for music direction. It's very common for engineers to go for different other topics. Similarly, for many different other, a doctor may like to have a PhD in computer science. It's very normal. So we want to have an ambience where, and all the necessary ingredients here, by which you can apply for any one of them if you want and if you have the courage to do that. We have a prototype syllabus. We have a prototype curriculum. Anybody is free to do that, and he will be successful in life. But if somebody is unconventional, we have enough scope for that person to build himself or herself.
So, talking about curriculum, most universities teach technology, but School of the Future is integrating it in the learning process. So, how will students experience artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and data science from day one?
AI is something, AI and security are two major subjects which people are believing that people should learn from, in fact, from class one. Forget about your bachelor's degree. The reason being, from a very early childhood, they are getting access to a handheld device, which has all the power that we could have in our life. And through that, they can go into a world of their own at any point of time. So which one is virtual, which one is not virtual, which one is real, which one is unreal, which one is acceptable, which one is not acceptable. When I go beyond a security level, is to be learned by every, a person who is born on this earth nowadays. So keeping that in mind, I feel that Gen AI skills, generative AI skills at a very top level is the first thing that our students should completely understand, independent of the program in which he or she has been admitted. So generative AI skills is a must, and that's what we're doing. Now, along with it, there are foundational courses, there are other courses, depending on the discipline that they have. And as I said, we are willing to break boundaries. We are willing to make everything cross-disciplinary. So our students will have enough, integration of things which do not normally match, which do not normally mix well, but they will have a blend of that.
Yes, so and with partnerships like Google and IBM coming into the picture, so what kind of real world exposure are we creating for students beyond the four walls of the classroom?
Very nice question. Actually, we have all the certifications, industry certification courses. Maximum of the certification courses we'll be offering to our students. That's a very standard thing that everybody does. What we'll be doing more is something like that, like the experiential learning part. We'll have the students immersed in the learning space of our collaborators, be it through internship, be it through projects, be it through value-added courses. We will have the collaborators coming into the campus, or our students going to their campuses for learning, understanding, appreciating the problems that they see. The problems that they see, because only when you know the problems that they are solving, you will have the idea of how to solve it. If you do not know the problem, then the solution ideas will not come. So that's one thing. And then we'll have capstone projects. We'll have capstone projects at the end of let's say after the third year or during the third year, where many people will do projects of real world with mentors from our collaborators. We'll have mentorship programs from our collaborators as well. So we'll have mentorship programs, we'll have internship programs, we have certification programs, we have capstone projects. We have many such offerings in the platter for our collaborators to come in. And they actually are coming in person, physically, to take one or a part of the course as well for our students.
So, School of the Future isn't just for programmers. Students here come from diverse creative and business backgrounds. How does School of the Future cater to them?
As I said, School of Future is not for only programmers. And what is programming and what programming looks like in the next 10 years, we will have to see that. Nonetheless, I understand your point. So our school is for all sorts of disciplines traditionally. So we'll have no code, low code kind of stuff for them as well, so that they can do playing around, experimentation with that. But more important is critical thinking, digital thinking. These are the courses that we have for each one of these of these subjects, apart from use of technology for their own disciplines, particularly use of AI for their own disciplines. And for that, we must have a hands-on experience. And for hands-on experience, what we have with us is that we have a complete cloud rental, so that we can go to their virtual labs. Let's say a biologist can go to their virtual labs and can do some experimentations on biology using their code and their software. And thereby they can learn it, as well as they can find out what new he or she can be doing. Nowadays, biologists do not only look at biological aspects. They're also looking at the digital part of the biology aspects, because for example, protein interaction is no longer seen in tissues or cells at the beginning. It's very costly and it's not easily affordable. So first protein interaction is being seen in a simulation environment, and then only protein once that becomes a little encouraging, then only people go to the in vivo lab, where the cells and the tissues are actually used to produce those effects. But to begin with, I have a simulation lab, and those labs we have with the stalwarts, with Google, with IBM. So our students can go there and do the simulations to find out these interactions as if they are working in a lab. So they will be as if they will be working in virtual labs. What about be their discipline?